Welcome, everybody. This is Dave Fortson, COO of Regen Network, and welcome to another episode of Green Proofing. Today, I'm excited to dig into the world of what is sustainability like on the interiors of buildings. So we have the Sustainability Director of Intos, Robert Mollet, who's joining us. I'm going to bring him on. Robert, welcome, and thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Hello, David. Thanks for having me.
Such a pleasure. Well, I'm excited to have you here, and let's just jump right in. Okay, you find yourself a sustainability director at Intos. Clearly, this is a passion project for you because you're working really at the industry level, helping educate folks about what is like sustainability look like for the interior of buildings. So, can you tell us a little bit about your personal journey and how you arrived to be in the sustainability profession? Was there something in your life or in your professional career that opened up your eyes to this being a passion space for you as a professional?
Yeah, of course. Every sustainability expert or anybody in the field has their personal story, of course, which is really interesting, because most of the people really in their life they got to a point where they saw like we can't continue the way we're at least not in a way of a linear economy like we are now. For me, it was very much that I had my own company, and then also in interior construction, or mostly furniture design and construction, where I quit, and then I had some time to myself to think about what do I want to add to this world, what can I change, what can I do. And then gradually I started getting introduced into circular economy, and that's really where it all went uphill or downhill, whatever, whichever way you would describe it. But yeah, it's been a great ride, enjoying it every day, and we have a long way to go. So
Great.
looking forward to that. Yeah.
Well, thank you in advance for your contributions. So, maybe you could help us understand. So, obviously, we spend an inordinate amount of time as human beings, and in current times inside of a building, right?
Yeah.
The built environment dominates so much of our lives. Can you help me better understand in our audience what does sustainability look like in an interior? Like, what are some of the components that may be obvious, maybe the carbon footprint of the materials, for example. But what are some of the the various factors or things that may be obvious or maybe not so obvious when it comes to defining sustainability and increasing sustainability in the built environment?
Yeah. So this is very difficult because I specialize in custom furniture. Not only me personally, but also the company I work for, Intos. And we make one-offs. So we get a design from an architect or designer, then we build it and we install it, and then we maintain it if possible. But it's all about life cycle thinking. So a lot of the impact starts in the design phase. Because most people, when they think of sustainable interiors, they think like materials, like tangible materials. But most of the impact is actually in the life cycle. Like how can we take it apart? Can we repair it? Can we extend its life cycle? What do we do at the point that we can't really extend the life cycle? Can we take it apart? Can we get like a mono waste stream or a singular waste stream? And that's all decided in the design phase. But sustainability is incredibly difficult, because you're not only looking in environmental product declarations, which is just how much CO2 emissions you spend or use for the materials. But it's also looking how materials are used. Do they need to be this rugged? Can we make it less rugged? Can we use less of them? Do we actually need this material? There's so many. I think most people are aware of the circular business models, the 10 steps, the R ladder, and really that's one of the biggest, easiest things you can look into. Just start at the top, work your way to the bottom if you are designing something. Because a building lasts 50 or 100 years, maybe 150, but an interior usually, if you make proper interior 15 years, then most of the time, at this point, it's about 90% of the time it ends up being burned for energy recovery. Because it wasn't designed in the first place to be taken apart to be able to reuse the resources. Luckily, we've seen a lot of changes, at least in Western Europe, a lot of regulation, a lot of companies from their own intrinsic motivation that are still willing to invest in spending a little more in the purchasing the site to extend its life cycle. But still, it's very difficult to explain to someone in even a couple hours. I give a lot of lectures that lasts for 3 hours, and then you only tackle like circular economy. But we use 76 different types or different subjects, which are all knobs and buttons you can press or to turn to make something more sustainable. Of course, you have social impact, fair wage principles, workers' rights. The list goes on and on. And my job is basically to make sure it's all so the environmental, the social aspect, and also the governance aspect is kind of balanced right, where we can still make profit, of course, because it also is important that we have a sustainable business, but we don't want it to impact the environment or the social aspect negatively. So that's a long answer to a very difficult question. But if anyone is interested in hearing more in a specific direction, just give me what's it called, like a direct message on LinkedIn, and I'll try to help.
Yeah. So maybe you can help the audience understand what do you see some of the most exciting innovation in the space to reduce the ecological footprint or the human impact of interior, the built environment inside our buildings? Is it in the manufacturing? Is it the disassembly and kind of cradle to grave life cycle analysis? What do you think is like over the course of the next 5 to 7 years? Where do you think we'll get another jump in being able to significantly reduce the ecological impact of our built environment?
It's definitely in the area of digital product passports and also in design for disassembly. Because combining those,
the digital product, the passport, that's I'm kind of curious to learn more about that, what that looks like.
Yes, so the specifications aren't public yet, or we're still kind of talking about what the specifications should be. In our case, we interpret it as I'm not sure if it's the same in America, but we over here have what's called building a BIM model, which is a digital twin of whatever we make, including materials, including hinges, including drawers, whatever just so if something breaks, we know what to replace. If it's a panel that breaks, we can take the panel dimensions from the digital model and recreate it. But not only us, but anybody with a CNC milling machine. And then also, of course, because you want to extend the lifetime, it has to be able to be disassembled. Just to make it easy to replace a panel or a drawer or a knob or whatever it is that we need to replace.
So can you maybe share a little bit more? It feels like, I kind of I've thought about some analogy, like the fashion industry is like fast fashion has just become a huge thing, right? Things are being designed to be manufactured quickly, maybe some would say cheaply. Maybe they're not great quality and they're designed to be, the life cycle is short, right? It ends up in a landfill. And it feels like, for some of us, we've seen similar things happen in the built environment where it feels like just the products that are being designed and manufactured these days are not meant to last. And so they end up in the landfill and being replaced shortly. And I won't name the company, but I'm about to, having a hard time with a fridge that, while my old fridge is going on like 30 years and running amazing. And our new fridge is just a pile of trash, honestly. And it's hard to fix and expensive. So how has your industry, how does it economically justify, this concept? Or how does it make it work economically to be able to make it easy to fix, repair, and extend a lifetime, which is a huge deal, right, for our landfills and for the carbon footprint. And then and what can we look forward to? So this digital twin, it sounds like it really gives other communities the ability, or the buyers the ability, to actually extend their life, where anyone, with the proper machinery can essentially fix an item, right? Which feels so foreign to me right now, and how we've evolved as a consumer to just expect short-lived products. So can you talk a little bit more about the economics as well as the sustainability there?
So what you're talking about is mostly a like furniture issue or mass-produced furniture, where saving 1 penny somewhere can save you a lot because you have a large volume. For our purpose, fixed furniture or custom furniture, it's not really. I mean, if you're spending that amount of money, you expect something to be properly built. And also, we have to usually supply, or at least give, like 5-year warranty at least. But from experience, we know our custom interiors can last over 15 or 20 years. But what was the other question again?
Well, just curious around the economics of this model. And in some ways it feels like, and again, this is going to be a bad analogy, I love what Patagonia has done. For example, it's the clothing brand where I can send back their products and they'll fix them and send them back to me. In the spirit of making sure they don't go to the landfill. I know this isn't the same, but that feels fresh and novel to me in some ways, like a return to the way I used to when I was young, maybe products were designed. But it sounds like in your case that the economics are, people pay a lot, they expect a good product. You're designing to make sure that they can enjoy these custom designed products for a long time, and that finance works for you as a company and for the customer. Is that right?
Definitely. What also helps is going back into the digital product passport. So it all, I mean, it's been in the works for maybe, I think, 20 years or so. So now there's European legislation coming that requires a digital product passport, but that's mostly just where is it made, what materials are in there, And then our own, or my own, like addition to that is just, why don't we make like our engineering files public? Because what else are you going to do with it? So, I mean, in the case of your fridge or some kind of furniture, often it's more expensive to buy, to replace the part, like the manual labor, like the hourly rate, than it is to just buy a new product.
Right.
Which is definitely often the case in mass-produced furniture. So the whole thing about design for disassembly is that you can just order a new leg or a new screen for your fridge, replace it yourself, and then it becomes more viable to repair something. So in our case, at least in Intos's case, we're really looking at supplying our customers with data they can use to extend the lifetime, for many different reasons, but also just because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, great. Can you maybe touch a little bit on the materials themselves? So, you know, I know Intos in particular has goals around the types of wood that it uses, for example. Do you have any insight around what that looks like, or just like better feedback on, you know, where your industry has the opportunity to increase its sustainability when it comes to sourcing materials? And do you see any opportunities over the course of the next 5 to 10 years to continue to improve in that particular space as maybe one of the obvious opportunities or culprits when it comes to ecological impact?
That's very difficult because furniture is also kind of trend based.
Yeah.
So we kind of see like trends of specific, you know, shapes or materials. But if it's up to me, we just use, you know, one material for one product. And then if we make something out of wood, that's fine. Something out of steel, that's fine too. Just try to not like permanently fix everything together, because then we can't use it again. For the most part, I think it's just about educating people what actually a sustainable interior looks like, or what kind of what aspects you can kind of what's it called, like where you have influence on.
Sure.
But I mean, most of the material we use is wood. Wood is still good. It's still you know, recyclable. It's still like regenerative. It's still there's now also like bio-based glues. So we can basically make like a chipboard panel entirely from wood. So we also extract like lignin or the glue from the wood, and we use the wood chips to make the actual like volume of the panel. So there's really not a lot to improve on there, as long as you source it locally, source it from proper sources. And it's pretty hard to do, at least in Europe, to source wood from not proper sources. So most of the wood is sourced properly anyway. So,
Well, great. Well, maybe as we tie up here, as we head toward the end of the interview, could you share a little bit more about what you're most excited about, or what brings you hope right now in your industry for really taking the next step for increasing the sustainability in lowering the ecological impact of the interior space? What gets you really excited as a professional?
So what I'm really looking forward to is I'm developing a tool myself on a personal level to improve or at least to help the end user or the company, whoever is purchasing this custom furniture, to actually help them through the tender process, or like selecting also a designer, but also a builder. So they can kind of puzzle together their requirements on sustainability requirements. So we're talking full ESG, environmental, social, and governance requirements. And I think, I personally, I can't blame the end user or the end purchaser that they don't know what a sustainable furniture requirements are. Because you don't buy a custom furniture piece daily or even yearly or every 10 years. So it's really up to me and to everybody in our field to kind of teach the end user or whoever purchases it what it is they're supposed to look for, and I think it will really help to guide them, because of course it all starts with the customer. They write whatever they want, or at least their requirements, and then it all goes through every company that's involved. So as long as the requirements are good, then the entire chain is good. But if you don't have any requirements, then there's somewhere along the line lost in translation.
Yeah. Great. Well, that's super exciting. Good luck on the development of that tool. I'm sure it'll be a benefit to the whole industry. Robert, thank you so much for taking the time today. Really appreciated our dialogue. And again, I learned something new about about this industry, and grateful to hear that there's professionals like yourself working to increase the sustainability of the interiors. So thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right. Be well. Thank you, everybody.